Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodio. Welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Captain America issue 250, a real gem. This is a fantastic standalone story written by Roger Stern, art by John Byrne, fantastic creative team, and it's 80s as hell. It's cheesy, it's campy, some interesting social commentary, some very awkward social commentary thrown in. It's not as cynical as things that you would see from the 70s, but the issue actually contemplates Cap thinking the possibility of running for office, running for president. So the story starts off with Cap saving this lady from this hostage situation. He gets approached by a politician. He's actually the head of this new third party called the New Populist Movement. So chatting with Cap, he said, "Hey Cap, wouldn't you love to run for president? Be our candidate. Everyone loves you, like everyone in the party. Served in the army. They have a great debt of gratitude towards you." And Cap is like very flattered over the whole situation. It's like, "Hey, look, it's not for me. I don't want to be a politician." And this guy tells Cap, "Look, Washington is rotten to the core. The system's broken. We can't. All the candidates on both sides are just part of the establishment. Tell me where you already heard this stuff before, because." People back in the 80s were feeling the same thing. So Cap declines the offer, goes off. He wants to just kick back and relax a little bit. But this politician really wants to coerce Cap. And what he does, it's just really well written. Because obviously a politician will do this behind your back and try to force your hand. He tells the local, all the newspapers that Cap is running for president. He's going to be their candidate to really just force Cap's hand. So Cap goes back to his home. He's not aware of the situation yet. He starts talking with all the other side characters that were running around the Captain America comics at the time. And he actually makes a valid question to them. He says, "Hey, do any of you know who the local congressperson is? Because, in democracy, Congress is super important, and none of the characters know." This is actually a really big and important issue. Be it in the United States, I live in Argentina. This also happens to, like, people, there's a sort of, it's awkward, very awkwardly handled, but it's very true. Like, a lot of people feel angry at the political system and the party system and democracy in general, but don't know the basics, don't try to get themselves informed, don't participate. The little nod that we get from the writer here. So Cap starts thinking this over, especially when he sees his face on the front page that he's running for president. So he starts thinking it over. He goes to the Avengers Mansion because this is basically a PR nightmare now for Steve. And all the Avengers tell him, "Hey, you would be a great president. You're an awesome field leader. You always keep a cool head in complicated situations." We cut all to a bunch of other Marvel heroes like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange thinking, "Hey, I would vote for him." Of course we would. So Cap goes back to the child where he used to live as a kid. He goes back to one of his old classrooms. He remembers a teacher that he had that always told her students, living democracy is a privilege. You have to participate in the system. Want to retain the rights that we have to fight for them. You have to participate in the system. So the story's like really leaning into that Cap might possibly try to run for office. So we cut to the whole rally. Cap starts talking to the people of the New Populist Party. Everyone's really pumped. He starts talking about how he loves the United States and its democracy. It's the greatest country in the world. Going full on 1980s patriot. Like you need James Brown music in the back, like "Living in America." Like I would imagine this whole system. And he goes on, and then he says, "I'm not going to run for president. You guys have the obligation to make this country better. Bye, peace out." He just leaves, and everyone's like really let down by the whole situation. So at the end, it's just priceless, this issue. At the end of the issue, like the creative team actually made this survey of what are the issues that Cap has to worry about, or what they have to focus on in the series. So 57% of the people really wanted to focus on Cap's private life, while 28% wanted Cap to focus on modern, contemporary problems that people were living through in the 1980s, and 14% wanted to focus on Cap trying to dig up more about his own origins and identity, and so on and so forth. And then they have a separate survey about what are the biggest problems for America. So 20% think Iran is the biggest problem the country's having to deal with. 11% of the people think it's a World War III that's just around the block. 10% think it's energy crisis. 9% think of the great danger of Soviet expansionism. 7% think the economy. Then there's 7% think that cynicism towards social political issues is the worst thing that happened in the United States. That made me really laugh. 3% think terrorism. And this is just a fantastic looking glass to the mind state of the people during this time. 9 states in the 1980s where I grew up. It was a really bizarre but beautiful place. So hope you guys like this video. See you guys next time. Bye.